Peace, family. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So today we're gonna go live like this. I'm waiting for my dear sister, Dr. Strong, to get on, so we can get it in on our conversation. But before we start off, I wanted to wish my nephew Chavez Maurice Bell a happy birthday. Today is his birthday. He is 29 years old. I can't believe it's been 29 years. He was born on the ninth day of the ninth month of the 89th year at 11:59 p.m. So he's forever changed my life. This is my nephew who I love all my nephews and nieces, of course, but his delivery was actually very special to my family when he came onto the planet. So grateful for the Creator for bringing him to the planet. He has been nothing but a light and a blessing, and he was a great young person, but he was an extraordinary young man. And he is an extraordinary young man. He's a great husband. He's a great brother. He's a great friend. He's a great best man because he's been several weddings. He's a great son to my sister. He's a great nephew to his aunties. And he's just an overall great person, great spirit. I'm so grateful that, he's here. So, Dr. Strong, I see that you're watching. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to invite you, but let's see if I can make this here thing work. Hold on. Let's see. Add. For you, Dr. Strong, so we can get you in here. So we can get this Sunday sitting with sisters on. Hey, Sequestra, how you doing? Good to see you, sis. Yeah, so there you go. Hey, you're sideways. You're sideways. Now you're the right way up.
Yay, okay? We got it the first time. This time, this is going to be good.
Yay! So how you doing this morning, Dr. Straugh?
I am doing fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. 360-degree turn from last week. So we are.
What was going on with you last week?
Well, remember Sunday last week, what was it, Monday? Monday, I ended up in the emergency room because I have scoliosis. And so if I get to doing too much, it kind of affects how I'm physically am able to move, and it flared up really bad and had my back totally inflamed. And so, yeah, had to let the doctors do what they do.
Well, I'm glad you're well, because I missed you. I always miss seeing you. Dana, now this week, Dana is down. Dana had walking pneumonia, child.
You know what? She experienced that last year, too.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So that's why she's not I was like, okay, we could just do this from the house because, I got lots of work to do. So
right. Yes.
Good morning, dear Ia. So look, let's just get right into it. So this is the burning question this morning for me, and hope we can get some traction in and some people that's out there listening chime in. Is it capable? Are Black people capable? Those of us who are Black or whatever, is it capable for us to fight on many fronts, or do we have to pick one front? That's just the question. Is it possible for us to fight on many fronts, or are we only capable of fighting on just one front at a time? That's my question this morning. Because again, I don't know. It just seemed like, this is just my thought, and I'd love for y'all to chime in. It just seems like we're only capable of being reactionary, and only when it pertains to other groups, or say the police or white people. And it seemed like, and this is just me, and I hope people will chime in, that it just feels like sometimes we're not capable as a group, and let's talk about individuals, to fight on all fronts. So while we're fighting police brutality, can we address some of the Black on Black crime, or some of the gang violence, or some of the domestic violence in our community? Are we capable of being able to fight on many fronts, or do we have to just do one at a time, whatever wets our palate? Are we capable of talking about and dealing with things that have really totally affected us in our community,
Mm-hmm.
Whether it pertains to the effects of trauma from crack or generational violence or generation, is it capable? Peace, dear Queen Empress. So are we capable of fighting on many fronts? And that's my burning question this morning. As I, I scroll my timeline, and I can kind of always tell what's our whistle this week by seeing what's on timeline. So, if it wasn't another young man being shot by the police, then I don't know what people are really doing. If it's not something that that other races are doing to us, are we capable of doing some in-house cleaning and some in-house accountability?
Right.
If it's not big news, I don't know. That's my question this morning, family.
You know what, that's really a good question, because the thing that comes in is that a lot of times we don't make stuff important about us important until the other groups find it important.
We'll talk.
And so the thing is going to be, when do we stop and find ourselves important enough, important enough to tackle all of these different pieces? Because your question was, are we able to fight on many fronts? And so,
Right,
and really thankful that you actually mentioned the fact that you're talking about us as a community, as a group, right? So for me, that says, my brain would say, yes, we should be, because we do, like in different pockets though. Right? So you have this group over here who does domestic violence. You have this group over here who does sexual assault, children, adults, crime, and all these different things. And I think the question is going to be, how do we pull all of those together and work as one unit? Where that synergy comes in, to where if we're working as one unit, even though we're fighting different fights, we can still continue to tap into each other and get those additional resources, whether it's motivational, whether it's coaching, whether it's reminding, your sister, hey, you need to slow down. Let somebody else carry this bag over here. Right. And so we get that by actually figuring out how we can actually become a well-oiled machine. Uh-oh.
I get you.
You know what
I
I
got
mean?
you back up. You back up. Hold on. So Ia Colette says we must fight on all fronts because we're being attacked on all fronts.
Is that
There is
better?
enough work for all of us to use our particular gifts. So that's what Ia Colette says. That she says that yes, we can fight on all the fronts because we're being attacked on all the fronts, and there is enough work for our community, enough work for all of us to use our particular gifts. And I agree with Ia Colette. I
Right.
totally agree, and I hear what you're saying as well. I don't know. I was thinking about that because for me, it takes me back to the question that I find myself asking myself a lot. And that question is, I realize in my own family line and going all the way back, that when we were brought here as enslaved people, that we governed ourselves.
Yeah.
We were capable of governing ourselves. And then when we got here and then all of these traumatic things happened to our people, then it felt like, now it feels like when you're in the midst of people that you're lumped in with, that it's almost like we're not capable of governing ourselves without other people.
Right.
All the other
Yeah.
nations that are here, they come and they, I'm not saying they haven't gone through the same thing we've gone through, but they know in their own being that they have to govern themselves.
Right.
And it just always feels like sometimes that Black folks are always like, we have 50 million excuses why we can't create, or, and I'm not saying that the boogeyman is not real, because we know that it is, but I also know how resilient Black people are. And I've watched us and studied us over just our time here in the United States as enslaved people, how we survived them and kept getting up and kept going. But it seemed like now, it seems like we're so reactionary, and we're almost like activists from the computer, or activists from the couch. Yeah, so that was just something that was really
Right.
in my mind. The question is, family, can Black folks, can we fight on many fronts, or do it have to just be one front? Ia Colette says, yes, we can fight on all fronts because we're being attacked on all fronts. She also says, one way to work as one unit is to support our own merchants, etc., so we may fight with our dollars. Right on, Ia Colette. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that, especially during the time of, and this brings me to, this is what I mean this morning. Like, I like the brother who did the knee, Patrick. I think it's awesome, but I also think Nike don't need another on our dollars. I just
Right.
don't understand Black folks, like, giving all of our dollars to a company that, like, they're just like, any other major mega corporation.
Right.
And I feel like, it'd be different if Nike say, hey, we're going to partner with some of the Black creators of things in local communities. And then that Nike dollar would then turn over not just for Nike, but for our community too. Like, I just feel like we're so emotional and everything's about how someone makes us feel.
Feel.
But yeah,
Right.
we don't have anything to show for it. Like, we feel good in the inside, but it's not reflective of the outside. And one brother told me before, Khalid Muhammad said, the outside of you is a manifestation of what's going on inside of you.
Inside. That's right.
And so when I see us looking good and, in our feelings, we almost have nothing really to leave in the collective. Like,
Right.
I've gone through communities that used to be Black and have booming businesses, and then integration came, and then we got a chance to live next to the people who terrorized us, and then our communities fell apart, and then we'll complain about our communities falling apart, but we
Right.
were complicit in it.
Right.
We never
Yeah.
thought about the base. We wanted to go be with other people building their base, but we wasn't building our
In our
base.
own. Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
That's all. And it's, I love the brother. Like, I love that he stood up and all that. So this is nothing against him. God bless him. More money for him to do it, we do it. But I just felt like I listened to a lot of people, and some of these people are major commentators. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy some Nike. I'm gonna go. And it's like, what?
Right.
Like, how does that solve our
Problem. Right.
of people being shot down in the streets? Like, I'm not understanding that.
Right.
How does it affect us being able to have industry, home ownership, building things for self? Because you look around, other groups are building stuff for themselves.
Right.
They really are.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought on the morning. What about you? That was just what I wanted to say.
Right. Well, and again, for me, it goes back to, really taking those necessary steps. And as we always say, why is it doing it? As we always say, we're good. Okay. As we always to heal so that we can be able to fight on all those fronts, because we have to do it together so that it's constant, that, it's almost like playing either a football game or a basketball game. How many people do we have supporting all of these things so that, we can rotate people in and out so everybody can get that necessary help that they're going to need in order to be able to stand on the front line again. So all of those things come into play to me in order for us to be able to do that. I think that we can. The challenge is going to be getting back to a place where we trust ourselves, and in trusting ourselves, we're able to trust all the other people that look like us.
So I agree with you. I also think I'm not so much worried about the front line. I'm worried about all the lines. Because I'm not interested in figureheads and personalities. That's what we have. We have a lot of figureheads. We have a lot of personalities.
Right.
Because we're worried about how people make us feel, not necessarily what they do. Like, what do we have? What is sustained? Like, I don't get to see that a lot. I get to see people like, I got mouth for days. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna rah rah rah. But that realness, and here's the thing: some of us probably are fighting on all of these fronts,
Right.
but we just don't get to hear about them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I just feel like, but also you could tell by what we contribute, like what we have.
Right.
And so again, on my road trip, when I was driving throughout the country with these young ladies, I did see where Africans from the continent are carving out their piece. And to me, that spoke volumes, because they're not waiting for all of us to get together.
Right.
They are here working with those who are like-minded. They're building their Africa town, Little Africa, Senegalese town, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They are doing it in Chicago and Philly, all over Texas. Like they're pulling, and so we have to recognize even there are some differences with us and them. Got to be.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
they're building.
Right.
They're building. And I'm not saying, I know they haven't been through the same experience we've been through, because I know sometimes we like to jump to we're all the same, but we're really not all the same because
No.
we don't know the game.
Mm-mm. Right.
That's a Public Enemy lyric, by the way. We're not the same because we don't know the game. I grew up on PE. But I really believe that. And I'm not mad at them for coming to carve out their niche. Some of them are here for the American dream. And I don't know if that's what we're here for. I mean, we tell ourselves that.
Right.
But I don't know if that's really true for us.
Right.
I just don't. Not trying to be funny. And there's nothing against them or nothing like that. But I think sometimes it's okay to keep it real and be like, I don't know if these people are here while I'm here. Or, there's some places where we meet. And then there's some places where we don't meet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because they have something that's an identified culture. And with us, it's always like, if I meet another nigga who tell me that they mixed with Native American, ain't never been on a reservation, ain't never fired, keep, sweat, or sweat, keep, fire, walk, none of that. Never like really participate in Native tradition or culture, or, if I meet another Negro, you know what I mean? And then, or tell me that they're the first Americans, which is that I didn't come through that line. I came to the line that came on slave ships.
Right.
It's just like, we're just so like, I don't know what's going on with Negroes sometimes. I really don't, honestly. We do have a comment in the room. Ia Colette says, we talk about the black dollar. She said, take our dollars out of this country and it will surely fall. This means we must be producers of what we consume. Right on.
Yes.
I agree with that, Ia Colette. And she always says, advertising, social media are built on emotions. That's why they must keep our eyes. Is why we must keep our eyes on the black dollar and how it's spent. Right on. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So what was your feelings about Venus and Serena and the young sister that she played yesterday? I didn't watch it. I just kept up with stuff on social media while I was working.
You know what? Yesterday I was at a play and a dinner and everything all day into the evening and late. So I'm not even up on what happened. Do you have any background?
Well, they played each other, her and the other young lady that she played. I guess it was the first time of having a black woman and a mixed race black woman play each other at the U.S. Open. And I guess the ref called the wrong play. So I did see that video where she checked the man about, no, I was not cheating and blah, blah, blah. And, she didn't win and the other young lady won. And so, so they were talking about this morning. That's what I mean about the sensationalism. Like Venus, I know she's a black woman. Nobody deserves to be respected. She stood up for herself, which is great. But I just, and I love that she stood up for herself. I really do. I just, what are we supposed to do about the like she checked the referee. He do owe her an apology, and next,
right?
Like on to the next one, like
right.
On to the next thing, like I just don't mean about the sensationalism. Like I would like to know, maybe somebody can help me. Then what's the next steps for Serena? Because I felt like the two of them before. See, there's this thing about the measuring stick and us trying to play on their measuring stick.
Right.
Not possible.
Right.
Like that's like you'll never see a Jewish person trying to play on a Nazi's measuring stick. And I have to keep using these analogies because it's like here they are in the U.S. Open. It's a black woman, mixed race black woman, or Haitian. She's Haitian and Japanese or something. I want to give her credit for both. She don't get to just be a black woman. She's mixed race, and so we want to recognize that. And she's not even African American, so she's Haiti and Japanese.
Right.
I mean Haitian and Japanese. So they're before the world doing their thing, and I think that in itself needs to be celebrated. But that's not going to necessarily impact people's credit scores or us getting bank loans.
Right.
Or that's what I'm saying. Like I think we drop our the mission. You know what I'm saying? Like we get so distracted over here.
Right.
They're playing
Mm-hmm.
a game that wasn't even meant for them. They're doing well. Let's celebrate them. Kudos, move on. I don't really care about the man being crazy because she checked them. Because what else can we do from here?
Right. Exactly.
That's just me. So that's what happened with that. If anybody out there that's listening that want to chime in on it, please do. But I just I don't know. I just thought Serena represented. She's a grown woman.
Right.
And we got her back.
Right.
Definitely we got her back. I love Serena. You know, and I think they did very well, but I don't have a lot of time to spend on that.
Yeah.
You know, I celebrated, get it, girlfriend, move on. Because she's in a whole other reality that I'm not.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to celebrate her as a Black woman. I can appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts?
Well, I really don't have, I guess, a lot of thoughts on it because, like I said, I didn't see it, and it sounds like it's something that you actually need to see, like all the pieces play out and unfold, to be able to give a reasonable perspective on it. But like you said, again, okay, the issue came up with the referee. She stood her ground. She said what she needed to say for her in that moment, make it right or correct what the other person was trying to do. But again, like you said, okay, so what do we do next? Okay, you saw that example. You saw how she handled that. How are you going to implement that in some of the things that are coming up in your own life so that we can move, as you say, to the next thing? Some of this stuff can be used as examples of how we need to change our approach on stuff, and so that we can move to the next thing. Not for us just to stay in it and talk about it. Who cares what the referee gonna do now? She did her part. She made the correction. She made it out there front so everybody can see it. So he know. Okay, let's do something else.
And do we control the dollars that go into tennis? I'm interested. I don't know the numbers. I wonder how many Black people pay to go to the tennis matches, buy any of the products. I mean, I don't know because I've never seen nobody with a Serena's tennis suit on. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just asking. I don't know. I just kind of wonder. How does that? Do we support it like we support, say, the NFL?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Real quick, what are your thoughts about this brother that was shot in Dallas by a cop who claimed she went into the wrong apartment? I know where I live at. Even if I'm a little tipsy, though, I don't drink. I mean, or if I ever had like a little something or whatever, I know. I don't care if I'm crazy in my mind. I know where I live at. But what's your thoughts? Have you heard much about it? What's your thought about it?
I'm like you. Right. And so if we take some time and it's one of those things you hear some of the older people say, and even the people in my generation, we can say, you know what, our craziness didn't happen on the internet. Right. And so some of us can really sit back and think back, okay, now how many times had you really, when you get home, get up the next morning, you're like, okay, how did I get back home? So your subconscious knows if the universe is working in your favor to protect you, your subconscious knows how to get you home or to get you to what you would know is a safe space. If that's, being able to be played out like that.
Right.
I think I could be wrong.
No, so here's one of the tricky parts about it for me. That's why the powers that be, or whatever you want to call them, the forces of evil or whatever, they know just how to play chess, probably better than we do because we still playing checkers. They knew to put a Black woman over this investigation. She came out to reassure you that they're doing all that they can. This is a Black woman, so it's like, okay, she had eyelashes on and everything, just like the rest of us. I mean, they do wear eyelashes. And she came out there to reassure us, you know what I'm saying? So I think that she's trying to assure those of us who believe in the measuring stick that that all will be taken care of, all will be well, or whatever that is. But I also know too that there's probably gonna be some more to this story.
Right.
I don't believe in accidents when you're a police officer. Y'all have to stop with these accidents because your accidents can cost somebody's life. So you don't get to. It's like being a lion tamer. You don't get inside the lion cage and then be like, oh my God, like I feel like you're very, as I heard somebody say, a lion tamer or who work with animals, like say in the zoo, that you don't get the opportunities to mess up because it can mean your life.
Right.
For real, for real.
Right.
And so I just don't believe in it. I don't know if she knew the man. I don't know if she was having, because he is a black man. Everybody loves chocolate. We don't, I guess time will tell us the real story of what really happened in that apartment. Because,
Right.
we're never really going to know what really, yeah. Um, so yeah. Oh, so somebody's chiming in. Can you see some of these comments?
I
I'll
see
read
them
them, but I
now.
don't
I
know if
think
you
what happened when I came on the first time, somehow I swiped it where it wasn't showing me
They
any
take
of
the
the
comments
comments. And I was
off.
like, nobody, she
So
reading
do you see
stuff.
the one sister's
So,
comments under Timothy Pool joint? You
wait,
see that?
Timothy Pool. All
No,
I
it's
see,
right under his joint.
I see Ursula.
Yes.
Okay. They have fodders. I don't know, fodders locks. Oh, those special locks. Okay. A lock turns
Okay.
green when you put your key in. If it's not your apartment, it turns red, like hotels.
Oh wow.
Oh. She didn't notice. I'm guessing this is a question. She didn't notice the furniture wasn't hers.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, I look here. Come on, even when you're drunk, you kind of know your environment just a little bit. I'm just gonna be honest. We know like because usually drunks get turned up. What the F am I? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if that was the case, we don't know if she was drunk or not. I don't know.
Right.
But you kind of do know your place. You kind of do know that. Like straight up, you kind of know that already. So that was a good point that you made right there. You see the next comment?
It says Serena checked the ref and he didn't like that. She called him out, so she
Yep.
was penalized. I'm so glad she spoke up for herself. So she moving on with her life.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. But we're gonna make a molehill out of that one. And
Right.
it's not even that deep because she checked him.
Right.
And she knows who world she's playing in.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think sometimes we forget that. I think we forget the world that people are in, and then here we go in the world, and it's like, dude, that ain't even what the hell we talking about up
Right.
in here. So right on with that. I also think with this brother, I hope that justice will be served. I guess they're gonna charge her with manslaughter, but I just think that's flat out murder. And I think whatever they do, his family should do what they did to OJ when they did the civil suit
Right.
or whatever. Peace, Miss Frazier. What I mean. I just thought that was quite interesting. And I don't know. So here's the big thing. I think this obviously got to be something that's more personal. I think this had nothing to do, I think, with like a police raid. So she was not on duty. She just had on a uniform like she just got home from work, I believe. Because she wasn't on duty. That's what they say, she wasn't on duty. So we'll find out about that. I don't know. Let me see. I didn't really too much this week keep up with a lot of stuff. I just heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about a report from Miami-Dade that said that police officers gave white people what they call they gave them citations or whatever, or written warnings about having weed.
Right.
But the black people, they actually took to jail.
Right.
See, I don't know if we can correct this stuff.
No.
But I think it's as systemic as terrorism and racism itself.
Right.
I think it's all written into all the laws everywhere. And so here we are again. Here's all the fronts. Here's all the fronts again.
Right.
I don't know if we would have that much problem if we had our own stuff. Like even with the police brutality, can black people police themselves? I know our tax dollars go, because people always throw this out, that's our money. Yeah, that's true. So is everybody else's money. But they still have their own stuff.
Right.
I just feel like you can't ask somebody to give you what you need to give yourself.
Right.
And it almost felt like our ability to be human beings, to govern oneself, has somehow been stripped away from us.
Right.
Even those PCC, even those of us who are educated and all of that good stuff, it seems like even for us, it seems like we've lost that ability to govern oneself.
Right.
Like when they had they had those people who back in the 70s was policing their own neighborhoods. I cannot remember their name. I remember the beret they had on their head. If somebody out there can remember something, angels. Um, ugh,
Oh,
uh, God, I can't remember, but they were policing their own. Are we capable of policing ourselves? That's what I mean when I say that.
right.
Are we capable of really making a stand? Um, right on, sis.
Right
It
on.
is. I
Thank
really
you.
think it comes down to it, where can we do some things for ourselves? Because some of this stuff we could end overnight if we really stood up, and be more accountable. Um, and I'm not saying, people can do what they can. I think there are some people out there, so I'm not, that's what some of us are out there and we are on the ball. We are doing whatever we got to do to ensure that our children, that our family is safe. Like they welcome the children back to school. That was great. But I'm talking about those more systemic things. Can we, as a people, do that? Can we govern, are we able to patrol our own neighborhoods? Are we able to be accountable? I agree. I feel like, okay, Dr. Strong's her connection must be bad, so I know she'll sign back in. Um, but I just kind of wonder those kind of things as I read a lot of these different things. I also feel like maybe there needs to be a special um, law, or Javon likes to say we need federal protection. I agree with that. I think black folks do need federal protection. In this country, at least. But I also know too that maybe they're not capable of. Maybe they're not capable of. Let me see. Hold on, my stuff just froze. So let's see what's going on. Maybe they're not capable of policing black people. And with that being said, does something need to happen where we have to police ourselves? Okay, let me see what's going on here because something has happened here. So bear with me just a moment, family. Okay, let's see where we're at. Yeah, something's going on. No, I don't want to. Okay, y'all, sorry. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, maybe it's just my computer. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so I'm going to keep going because on my regular screen it looks good. It just could be my computer. My computer be tripping. Morning, Sister Deborah. Peace, peace. Sorry. Yeah, well. Okay, y'all, let me see what's going on. Dr. Strong, are you back? Let me get you back up on here. Hold on. Technical issues. Okay, great. Thank you, because I can't really tell. So let me see. Hold on just a minute. See what's going on up in here. Wow, that was weird. Hold on. Yes, please. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, you're on the side again. You're on the side. There you go. Okay, I think we're back on. Uh-oh, but something's going on. This camera not looking right. All right, hold on. You
I
know what?
know it looks.
Yeah. So let me start it over, okay? Because I don't know what's going on.